What's up, y'all? It's Loose for Kicks, and pardon the road noise. Some of you might know that I'm actually on a half-country road trip. I have a lot of footage, but what happened was my editing program on my laptop isn't working properly. So I basically bolted all of these videos that I have on my stops, and due to some family situations back home, I really didn't go out and do a whole lot. Just wasn't in the mood considering what was going on. And yeah, I didn't really see too much. But if you follow me on Instagram, you saw a couple of things that I copped. And if you're part of the sneakers group on Facebook Live, you saw, a couple of things, the places I dropped into along the way. It just wasn't my focus at the moment. Well, I'm not trying to get a ticket here. I'm setting my cruise control. Yeah. There we go. Alright, so right now I'm passing through Mississippi, and the nearest outlet, I want to say I'm about an hour from Gulfport. There's a huge outlet there. And there's a Nike outlet. I missed it on the way back due to the time that I got to Mississippi. I blew my timeline a little bit. Well, I didn't. The weather messed up the timeline. So, by the time I got into that area, the outlet was closed, and it was storms and traffic and stuff that held me up. I missed it by like 3 hours. But I did check out Gonzales, Louisiana. I got something from there. And Smithfield, North Carolina, I did cop something from out of there as well. But other than that, it just the whole sneaker thing that I envisioned when I got home became like very, very low on my priority list. Oh goodness, get your ticket, dude. Get it. Get your ticket. You must have diarrhea or something when you're driving. But right now, if you keep getting the clicks and stuff like that, I'm on I-10, and I'm going over the bayous. This strip of I-10, I think it's about 30, 40 miles. You're just going over marsh and water and stuff, swamps, basically. They call them bayous down here. Well, I should say over here, because I don't live up north anymore. And Alabama, Louisiana, and parts of Mississippi, and Georgia too, somewhat. But yeah. A lot of people, let's talk about the latest release that dropped. The Jordan 12, the Michigans. Some people like them, some people aren't feeling them. I like them. I'm kind of biased to that scheme because I've worn that color scheme twice in my academic ventures. So that blue and gold means something to me. No, I did not go to Michigan. I went to Coppin State for a while. And my high school colors were royal, but that's more of a navy, like a lighter shade of a navy. And they look good to me. I didn't get a chance to actually touch them. I didn't go out and, do a review or anything on them. Just from the pictures I've seen and people I know that was able to get them. The people I know personally that was able to get them, they liked them. The people I've been seeing online, the fellow sneaker YouTubers, have been lukewarm to them, if you will. I think it's a sneaker that's going to grow. I mean, it's a shoe that if I stumble across it, I'll get, but it wasn't like, I got to get those. And plus that M on the sneaker looked big about that. I'm out here in the sticks, so the reception isn't always going to be great due to the rural fact. But yeah, back to those 12s. And you know that lukewarm thing is a reseller's issue. If they're looking at StockX and they're saying they aren't going to double their money or get 75% of their money back, they're going to have a problem with them. And that's just the way it is. I like them. That's a sneaker I could rock. But like I said, there's no urgency to go out and get, I don't mess with resellers. And that's not a diss to the resellers. It's just something I don't do. But got them, hopefully you like them. I saw pictures of the Jordan 5 wings. That's not a normal color scheme for the wings, the wing series. That's a very, very busy pattern they got on there this time. Normally go with the gold splashes and streaks and stuff. This time is kind of a South Beach feel to them. I like them. I like them. Not something like, yeah, I gotta get those. Not a sneaker I'm saying that about. There's nothing coming out right now that I'm like, yeah, I can't wait. Besides those, I take that back. The 95 to New Orleans. Besides the Jordan 1s, white, black, and purple ones. I love black and purple. I love white and purple. This has nothing to do with the professional team in Baltimore, by the way. It used to. But I've always loved purple and white when I was younger. That's actually my daughter's favorite color. Purple is her favorite color. Not because I push it on her. She just says that people think that girls should always wear purple. Well, pink. And she's okay with pink, but she likes purple. Anything purple, she's going to wear it. But I do like those. I'm not sure what's the buzz on them, if that's going to be an easy pickup or not. This depends on what you guys do hype-wise. And that's what basically determines the market, how much you guys hype these things. The more you talk about them in a positive manner, the brands are watching that. And that's why you'll see a sneaker that I recently picked up. You're going to see in a video later on. So if you watch me on Instagram, the Jordan 11 Aries that was targeted to women, but it was pretty much a unisex shoe, and it was teach's own with the sparkling effect on it. It grew on me. Once I got to see them and everything, I actually bought someone a pair. When I saw them for the price that I was okay with personally, I got them. And I think, like I said in my Instagram video, I'm probably gonna customize them and make that like a matte black and take the sparkly out of it. That was a shoe that was hyped up, then talked down upon, and they were flying off the shelves, and they did a couple of re-releases. Then I'm seeing them in the outlets now. And it's not saying anything's wrong with them at all. What I'm saying is that they made more than what they let on to, because they realized that shoe was so popular. And that's what's happening. You see that shoe pop up in the outlet. I had a discussion back home with the homeboy of mine about outlet sneakers. And he's not... They were valid. It wasn't him, hey, drop some science on me, man. I need to know, this and that. He was asking me, how did the sneakers make it there? One, the first one's been overproduction. Two is they thought the shoe would sell really well, and it didn't. So these shoes get dumped into the outlets so they can actually still make a profit off of them. Three, there are slight defects in them, okay? And we're going to talk about the Jordan things. Everybody talks about Jordan things. You'll see an example that I have. I have the Olympic 5s. And I have the Fire Red 5s, white, black, and red joints. Jordan 5s coming in the iconic black and gray flight box with the cement on it. And the lettering and everything. Well, these 5s came in the generic Jordan release, the black with the gold Jumpman on it. If you know your sneakers, hey, that's a red flag, a point of concern. It's in an authorized Nike store, so they are legit. Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for checking in. All right. But they're B grades, which means they have small defects in them. And a lot of times you can't even see them. You can't. Even with my sharp eye for catching stuff, I seldom catch the flaws on B grades. They just aren't that egregious, will you're like, yeah, that's it right there. Now, recently when I was in Smithfield, I came across the bronze fives, the navy blue with the bronze tongue when they were doing the Olympic series. I've seen them quite a few times, but always at full price. And this they had them at $159, which I still wasn't cool with, even with my discount percent off. Had they had 20% off, 30% off, I would have got them anyway. But after looking at them, I saw that blocks, and I said, what's wrong with these? So I pulled a 9, pulled a couple of 9.5s, because I can wear 9.5, actually 8.5 and 5s. And I noticed right away, this is one of those times where the defect jumped out at me, without a question. The white part of the midsole, that EVA foam, was yellowing, which made me automatically go and look at the tongue to see the production date on it. And the production date was from like almost 3 years ago. Those dropped in 2015. So basically these sneakers had sat in a warehouse somewhere and they were aging. Just sitting in a box, they were aging. So they knew, looking at this shoe, that they were now not of A-grade quality. And it wasn't like a horrible yelling, but for the rest of the sneaker to look brand new and look great, that white part was a lot of the rear part of the sole. Not the clear, not the translucent icy parts we like to call, the midsole. It was yellowing. So I just started looking at all of them, all at the same thing. But the way to just quickly determine if it's a B grade, there's a stamp on the box. It's purple on that black box. But then on the sneaker, on the size tag, is going to have a red stamp as well. And it's to each his own. It's a legit sneaker. But that was one time where I clearly saw, because it was easy, that there was a flaw. Other times you can't tell. It's up to you. It's your money. Like I said, we're not going to get into that other stuff and everything. Y'all know what my stance on that. Whatever. All right, that's been beaten over the head and everything. If you don't travel a lot and you just kind of stay in your region as far as the sneaker game and stuff like that, you're going to miss out on a lot of releases that you don't even see online. And the part of the country where I'm from Baltimore originally. That's home for me. That's my hometown. That's where my family is. The Baltimore, New York, Philly, and DMV area has its own sneaker flavor. It is intertwined and it's separate stuff. And one sneaker that if you aren't part of this country, you're like, those are whack. New Balance. Okay, the 574s and the 990s, those are classic sneakers back home. You cannot talk now on a New Balance back home. It's a 574 and a 990 series. And the 574 is a clean, simple, clean sneaker. It goes with a lot of stuff. And the history on that sneaker is it was made from the scraps of the higher end New Balance sneakers. So that's where it came from. Hey, what's up, Robert? Thanks for checking in. And they just started throwing different colors and they realized they got popular. Well, then you have the 990s, which is like the Air Monarch for Nike. It's an expensive sneaker to be what it is, in my opinion. But it's $130 everywhere else, but it's $160 back in that part of the country. And you're going to see colors besides that gray color you always see. You'll see some fashionable colors. That's going to be like a plush pink, a royal blue, a maroon, a red, a money green, a lime green. And you're like, where do these colors come from? Icy white bone. And you look at it like, man, those will look fresh. But if you wear that sneaker somewhere else, other people are going to like, what the heck? But it's all, the culture is different, like I said. Nike boots, they're going to stop making the Goadomes because Nike only realizes that those sneakers sell well in that part of the country. Like the foam-posite boots that I have. I wear those out here in Texas, nobody's going to get it. They aren't going to understand it. So you got to get out and branch out and check out some stuff. So if you're somebody that goes to the sneaker cons and the other sneaker shows out there in different cities outside of your state or further away from your state, try to hit up some of the malls and see what's popping and kind of get a feel for the sneaker flavor around there. Because you'd be surprised. Like, a lot of people talk down on Team Jordans. And you go to different parts of the country and people are rocking the Team Jordans. They're wearing them. And, you know, like I said, I'm not into counting other people's money, so I don't care, you know. That's what you're wearing. It doesn't matter to me. Y'all seen me review the Vin Bakers, the Air Strongs. People didn't like that. But that's a retro sneaker. The Spizikes. People don't like that. You know, they're purists. And like I said, some people only review Jordans. That's it. The entire channel is Jordans. And that's their thing. I'm not dissing anything like that, but that's their thing. It doesn't matter. It's cool. Alright? But I like to talk about different stuff, different elements of the game and stuff like that. And I really have become more particular in what I'm purchasing as of late. I've passed on so many pairs of sneakers recently. It's with the saturation and somebody, here's another thing too I'm going to answer. Somebody asked me about Adidas versus Nike. Adidas is clearly behind Nike right now with the Yeezys losing their luster, and that last run that they had where almost anybody could get them, because that's all anybody wants Yeezys for resale value. That's it. And I think people are just catching on to the fact that these 12-year-olds really push that. You know, these 12-year-olds with very affluent parents, and you know, they want to be accepted by their friends, and they're reviewing Yeezys, and they got 1 million viewers just off Yeezys. They have 3 pairs of Yeezys talking about their sneaker collection, and their feet are still growing. So I think the whole buzz behind the Yeezy is falling off. There's a release that's coming out next, and no one's really saying anything. And you can kind of tell what's really going on with my age demographic. A lot of us don't care about Yeezys anymore after what Kanye said. All right, that means nothing to a 12-year-old, a 15-year-old that hasn't lived quite yet, or even some 20-year-olds. That means nothing to them. That's not stuff they learned about and can dig deeper and tear apart Kanye's opinion. I did a video about that, and I played both sides of the fence. If you read my comments down there, you get to read exactly what I was thinking. But I did it from my background, which is broadcasting. But nobody cares about Yeezys in my age demographic. You know, they're old heads. It doesn't matter. So a sneaker I think has had its run is one of my beloved sneakers is the Nike SF Air Force One, the special field, not forces. I still see that. Shoe City even called them special force. I'm like, come on, Shoe City. You know, you sell sneakers. You're a chain. You're a franchise. Whoever's your social media person, they got to be on stuff like that. That's not smacking Shoe City. It's just, you know. But I think they overproduced them. The white with the red and the black with the yellow are the latest releases, and nobody's really going crazy over it. I think had they do what I thought they were going to do, which was have the SF highs for like the fall and winter, then push the mids for the spring and summer, where people will look forward to the shoe instead of just putting them out there and like they're going to buy them anyway, which in a sense they did. And they just started coming out with some peculiar colorways that made people not go after them. So I haven't bought a pair in a while. My last pair is the I think it's called Particle Dust. It's kind of a peach color. I haven't worn them yet. I just recently bought a shirt to match it, really. But yeah, I just started seeing they took away the anticipation of the shoe. You know, where you know certain sneakers like the 11s tend to come out during late November, December. You know, you want those seasonal shoes. And they saw the shoe was selling, they went crazy. They went crazy, part from the camera shit because I'm going over a bridge with some joints in it. But yeah, it just depends, you know. It just depends where you are in the country, what's going on. A shoe that's done really well, and a lot of people are saying they also saturating is the 270. I love the 270s. I got the colorway that I really was going after was the black, and it looks purple, but Nike's not calling it purple. I wanted those. I got those. Then after that, I chilled out because they can start dropping a shoe every week, it seemed like. And I don't like that when they start saturating stuff. I mean, you have the shoe, make the shoe available, be able to get it, but don't wear out the uniqueness of the shoe. You know, just have some relevancy to the releases. It's kind of like the, you know, just weird stuff they make Jordans out of. The cigars. Oh, this was the color of the cigar that he had in his mouth during championship number 2. Oh, the champagne bottle was this color during championship number 4. You know, weird stuff like that. Don't stop reaching. You know, have some legitimacy and some relevancy to it. Now, I do like some of the more unique colorways and stuff like that, but don't saturate it now. That's all I'm saying. I heard a comment about there too many sneaker YouTubers. All right, let's address one thing. There's an element of sneaker YouTube that doesn't realize that there's new people coming out all the time. And I saw someone's video, and the people that were being ranked in this video that they were reviewing didn't have 100K or 500K. They didn't know who they were. And some of these people had great content. And just to be honest now, within the last 3 months, I don't watch a lot of big name people. No. Because I kind of know the angles and stuff like that. And, you know, sometimes they were caught up in some stuff. I don't even pay attention to them anymore because I know it's coming. This the shoe. They wound up buying the shoe. Review a shoe you really don't like. You know, it's the hype beast stuff. You're a sneaker person, but you don't talk about sneakers. So, which is one of the reasons, besides me just living up life and traveling and things like that, I haven't dropped a lot of videos. It's kind of like, if I do a review on a sneaker, I'm like, you already saw this. So I don't even show a lot of times me going into the mall and all that stuff and copping the shoe. Yeah, you know it's there. Big deal. But a lot of people like to say, I just like to hear you talk about the shoe. You know, I come from your point of view on the shoe because it's always honest and it's a historical value to it because of your age. A comment was made was, I don't want to be an old head sneaker YouTuber. That's something that permeates hip-hop culture. The youth believe that they're never going to get old. If you read beneath it, they have a fear of getting older. Let me tell you something. When we were your age, we aspired to hit 40, 35, 30. You know, we wanted to make it to those points. And it was like, all right, I don't have to live at home anymore. I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. I can get my own sneakers. You know, I got my job, I got my home and all this stuff and everything. But we also were taught to reach back and teach the youth something, the people that are coming behind you. Come back. Like when I graduated high school and I had my scholarship, I had to come back and talk to my former teammates and brand new members of the team and talk to them and show them like this is what it's going to be like. You need to do this, you need to do that. But not with this generation. It's like the now, it's microwave. So you're starting to see the negative side of the mentality of the youth. You know, the young man who, you know, lost his life, and the internet drives everything, people's perception and all that stuff. It's sad, all right? But respect the veterans. They're gonna teach you something. Like the kid who dissed J. Cole for no reason, you know, besides that he was lyrical. Well, you know what's happening? And I'm in the music entertainment arena. A lot of people are growing tired of this mumbling stuff, this mindless rap, because they're starting to see how it's controlling you and the negativity is coming out of it. So when I said a long time ago, I like the fact that you can just go to the store and buy a shoe. Because now nobody's killing for something no one can get. And I also said in another video, I'm going to close this out now, that if you create an element that's inaccessible to the average everyday person, there's going to be an element that's going to run counter to it. I'm watching this massive cargo plane turn. There's an Air Force base near me, KSYM. There's going to be an element that's going to run counter to it that's now accessible to the everyday person. I'm talking about counterfeiting. So the more people can't get something, the more they're going to find a way to get it. And unfortunately, they're preying on people and killing people with sneakers. So, yeah. I just think that's the way it used to be when I was younger. I mean, people were getting robbed and stuff like that, but not on the level it was going on for a while. At the end of the day, it's just shoes. All that beefing and extra stuff that goes on is just a shoe. That's it. YouTube is fun. Sneakers are fun. It's not something that governs my life. Like, I need to get this Google check or I'm gonna have problems. You know, shout out to the people that's getting Google checks, and it makes a difference in their lives. But I don't have that demand. You know, like I said before, I do what I want when I want to. This is fun. It's a collection. But I'm out of here. I've talked enough. I've seen people pop in and out and everything. It's cool. It's whatever. Like I said, I don't have my editing thing on my laptop. There's something wrong with it. But footage coming real soon because I'm not that far from home. I'm going to drop a video as soon as I get to the house. And it's going to be what it is. Remember, it's not about it, y'all.